I will know you might need this at some point in time. So the first thing is to select the column you want to filter and come here, select filter. Okay, so these buttons allow you select this and point at number filters. Now I want to filter value. I want to filter to values above 70. Say above 80. Yes, values above 80. So select greater than, and then here type 80 and click OK. So it's only displaying values above 80 for month because the filtering was for month. If I want to specify for all these other ones, I can go ahead and also do for them. Okay, and that is filtering for you. Now, if I want to remove the filtering effect, I can go back here because it's a toggle. Look at the button, it's depressed currently. If I click it again, it will deactivate the action. You can see they are back. The other numbers are back. So I've removed the filtering command. All right, that is that. So I believe that's clear. Let's find the average. The average of which one? Average score of each student, okay? So we can come here and type average. Okay, we create that column for average. All right, put equal sign here. And then type the word average. Okay, there are two ways of going about it. You can type average and then specify the range. Remember, you put the parentheses and specify your range. Okay, B2 to D2. Okay, you can type the range manually or select the way I've done. Okay, and then you close the parentheses and press enter. It has done the average for Gabriel. Now, another thing I can do is to come right here where you have this function button. This button is to insert functions. And you select the average from there and then specify your range. Okay, already it's showing there. All right, so you can go through that particular option. Pardon? Yes. Okay, I believe this is clear, right? Now I want to replicate this value, replicate the formula. The formula is here, and you can see it in the formula bar right here. I want to replicate it. To replicate that, just drag this to this point. Okay, another way of replicating is to double click on this. When you point at this tiny dot here, your pointer changes to a cross, double click. Okay, it also replicates that way. That is, it replicates the formula for you, and you can see the answers already. Okay, now the next one says that we should find the total for each student, each subject. Okay, for each subject. All right, you can go to the function button and do it. But if you want to type the formula manually, you can do this. Okay, and then select the range or type the range B2 to B6. Close the parentheses and press enter. So that is the total. You can start to put total somewhere here. Okay. Now, instead of typing the formula for all these other ones, you can just replicate also by dragging this to this point. Okay. Right. Yeah, I can do this. I'm trying to format. I simply select this and try to put the border lines on everything. If I want everything to be formatted the same way, I can click on any of this and click Format Painter. I believe we understand this. Format Painter will give me the same formatting all through. It will copy the format here and give it to me the way I want it. Okay? Let's see. That is the Format Painter at work. All right. Format Painter. Okay. All right. That's what format painter does. Okay. Uh, Highest score. Who can tell me the function for doing that? Pardon? The function is max. Okay, very good. Max. So we're asked to calculate the highest score in math. So highest score in math, you can, let's put it here. So what we do is type max and then specify the range for math. Okay, and that is it. You can as well replicate if you so desire to the other. Okay, then lowest is what?
Minimum.
Lowest is what?
Minimum.
Let's do lowest here. Okay, so let's double click this to adjust the fields.
Actually, what?
So lowest is what? Who can tell me? Mean, thank you.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's replicate. Very good. Okay, gentlemen, I think you are enjoying this. That's how to go about this. We are done with this. Present the data in a pie chart. In a pie chart. Okay, pie chart. You know what a pie is? Okay, round object, a round chart. Okay, so let's see how we can present this in a pie chart. Okay, so we want to present only. We won't given any present the data in a pie chart. Okay, let's just say okay, we want to present only this part. Let's present only this part in a pie chart, for instance. Okay, I select the data and I go to insert and look for the chart group. Okay, since we are looking for pi, this group here is for pi. Or you go here to click to see everything, see all charts. Okay, okay, okay. These are the various types of charts. Okay, you can click on this and then we have this. All right. So the chart style, you can use any of these styles as you so desire. Okay, if you want to format it further, you can go here and do your formatting of your charts. Okay, and you can do a whole lot here. Okay, all right, gentlemen, that's that. What else are we asked to do? Let's see. We are also asked to, if the minimum pass mark is an average score of 60, write a formula to determine if Gabriel passed or failed. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Let's determine if Gabriel passed or failed. Let's put it here. All right. Whether the person passed or failed, let's say comments. Let's just put the word comments here. All right. So we use what we call the if command, if function, if. Okay. You can see once you type the if function, you open the parentheses. You have this logical test. That's the first thing we want to do now, the logical test. Okay. Okay. So logical test for which of the fields we are determining for. We didn't calculate for the total for Gabriel. Okay, maybe we should have calculated the total. Okay, maybe we can work with the average anyway. Average is okay. So I click on that cell, or you can type it. Okay.
So total for Gabriel.
For Gabriel, yeah.
Yeah.
This average, we're using the average for Gabriel. Okay. If E2 is greater than or equal to, let's see what we're asked to do again. Okay, the average score is 60.
60.
So if 60 is a pass mark, we simply say 60. Okay, and then we put pass for that. That is what we want to do. Please, let's watch. Oh, sorry. $60. Because we are typing text, that's why we quoted the word passed. Okay? If it's a number that is going to be returned, you don't need the quotation mark there. Okay? Otherwise, what should happen? Failed. That's what we are expected to do here. Okay? I'm going to show you how you can expand this or you can extend it beyond this. All right? Let's press enter and see. You got a pass. Let's drag this to replicate the formula. Okay? I want us to actually change one of them so that we'll see whether somebody can fail. Let's change this to 40. Change to 40. This person has failed already. You can see it has changed. Automatic calculation has happened here. So I changed that so that we'll see how the thing works. And it's working. Failed. All right? Yes, any question? Someone was about to say something. I'm listening.
Some Sagage.
So, okay.
I'm listening.
Okay, so that means this is what they use in computing our A1, B2, B3.
Well, those ones, we use a database, and a database, okay, we write some scripts or PHP codes to do that, okay, in databases. Okay, you'll see how that is done later when you get to SS3. But this as well can be used for minimal tasks like that. Okay.
All right.
So what else? We want to extend this. There's a way we can extend this to cater for average mark, pass, failed, excellent. You know, in that category, you know, like more than 2. We have catered for only 2 options here. What if you want to cater for more? You need to cater for more options. Are you with me? Like, what are the options? You can tell me. Like failed, average, or weak, excellent. Okay, so something like that. That's what I mean. So let's see how that could be done. Okay, I'm going to clear the whole of this so that we'll see how this could be done. So we're going to extend that formula, okay, to that level. Okay, we are going to still use the same cell, E2, all right, greater than or equal to. So at what point can a person get excellent? What's the lowest value for excellent?
80.
Someone said 80 online. Okay, so let's put 80. Okay, if E2 is greater than or equal to 80, it should return excellent. So, all right. Now you put a comma, all right, and put another if function. Okay. Now look at what will happen if this function fails or if this condition is not met. Right? What will happen? So it should take another decision. It should look through the list again to check. Right? So we put another if and open the bracket, and the same guy, E2. Okay? The same E2, right? Is greater than or equal to. So what should happen? Test for, say, 70 and above. Test for 70 and above. Okay? 70. That is very good, right? Very good. Okay? And then, what if it's not in that range, 70 and above? Let's test for 60. 60, right? So we do if, then we test for 60. The same cell. We're pointing at the same cell. Okay, greater than or equal to 60. Right? Comma. What should be returned? Good. Let's say good or pass. Okay? Let's say good. Let's say good. Since we used very good before, let's say good. Okay? Then you do another if. If it's not within the range, 60 and above. All right? So we do another if function. And test, logical test, this time around, the same cell. You can type it manually if you like. All right? Greater than or equal to what? 50.
50.
Right. That would be what? Okay. We call it pass. Okay. Passed. All right. What else do we test for? The rest, we can make the rest fail.
Yeah.
So once you want to make the rest fail, you don't need to do any logical test again. Just quote and put fail. That's all. It's as simple as that. If others have failed, okay, it's not in the range 80 and above, it will test for 70 and above, it tests for 60 and above, it tests for 50 and above. Every other will now take this option failed. Anything less than 50. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, I have closed the parentheses. Now, count the number of parentheses we have. You don't just close your parentheses anyhow. You must count. We have, that is the parentheses you have opened so far. Let's count them. We have one here. We have another one here, making 2. This is 3. This is 4. So you must close with equivalent number of parentheses. 4 parentheses. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pardon?
We have excellent, very good, both pass and fail. That should be fine.
We are looking at the number of parentheses. We did not open any if function for the 5th one. Thank you. So let's replicate this. You don't need to go through the rigor of typing the formula for each of these. Just replicate. Is it working? Okay, gentlemen, I think we are done for today. All right. I will show you your scores for the second CA.